Hi everyone, welcome to Lovely Lavender Wishes. I am Renee and I am so happy you could join me today. Today we are going to be Bible journaling in Song of Solomon or Song of Songs, whatever your Bible says. Sometimes it's named either one. But these two pages have already been done, but I have had a lot of requests on how I did this little pop-up here. Let me get this fully in camera. Okay, so this is Song of Songs, chapter 2. I was focusing on here verses 10 through, 13 that says, well, some of it's covered up, but it's arise, my darling, come away with me for now. It's saying that, you know, the wind is blowing, the rain has ended, the blossoms are coming out, the time of singing has come, the turtle doves are, are singing together, the fig tree ripens and blossoming. So he's saying essentially, like this is like the beginning of spring, essentially. Kind of the blossoming of their love. So if you have never read Song of Songs or Song of Solomon, you really should read it. And read some of the commentaries. Some of the commentaries say that this is a metaphor for God's love for Israel. Other commentaries say it's actually Solomon's, one of his first loves, because y'all know he's been married a few times, like what, 300 with 700 concubines. But this was like one of his first loves, according to some commentators who say that, you know, this is the story of Solomon and one of his loves. And then other people say it's a combination of both because, you know, in the Bible you can read, there's multiple levels of meanings in the Bible as well. But either way, it's a beautiful, beautiful love story. If you've never read it, please do. It's got some great imagery in it. And this page was all about like, spring is coming, spring's in full bloom. It's the beginning of something new. It's the beginning of their love. So I did this page all about spring. It also talks about the turtle doves, so I had these turtle doves. But since this page was already done, I will show you how I did this. So this is a little pop-up page of flowers. You've probably seen these before. There's a lot of YouTube tutorials on this. These are little pop-up flowers. Some of you may have seen a previous video of mine called the pop-up butterfly tutorial where I did butterflies. This is done in a whole different way. So I'm going to show you how I did this quickly, so you can kind of maybe adapt it and make your own. But essentially how I did this page, these are napkins right here, and you've all seen me decoupage napkins before. So napkins right here. This was just a piece of scrap paper, which I embossed with silver embossing powder. This is a stick. These are all stickers right here. So all these little things, I had some spring stickers, so I just used those. So napkins, paper, stickers, and then this was an image I printed off the computer of two little turtle doves in love, and I used pop dots on these to raise them up. Now some people have asked me what pop dots are. These are pop dots, pop dots. You know, what they are is they're just like little foam. Let me see if I can. They're like little foam sticky pieces. So they're stuck on one side and then they have this little sticker piece that you peel off on the other side, if I can get it. See, a little piece. And so they're like little, my camera's trying to focus. They're just little foam dots. You can get them thicker than this. I have these little ones, and as you can see, I've been using them off and on over the years. But you just stick them on the back of your picture and it gives it a little raised look. You can kind of see them back there, and it gives it a little raised look. The more pop dots you put back there, the higher raised it would be. Okay, and then this is just a little tab that I stuck to the flower so you can pull open and have your 3D flowers spring up and blossom for the spring. I don't know if you can tell in here, I embossed white on the inside of the flowers and silver on the outside. So what I'm going to show you today is how to put this together. You can do it a variety of ways. You can have a flip page here like a card. You can put a piece of paper here and have it open, so then you don't have to have this like little tab to open if you don't want. I was going to do that originally, and then I kind of went with this. So you can have like, you know, a piece of paper here that flips open and the flowers would open on that, kind of like my butterflies. Let me see if I can find my butterflies real quick, and I'll show y'all. Okay, so here's like a piece of paper that you flip open, and then your butterflies pop up. So you can have something like that for your flowers, like if you want a piece of paper, and if the paper could either go over the whole page like this, or you can just have like a little piece that just kind of goes right here. So you can do that and have a piece of paper right there for you, or do what I did with the little tab. If I can find it. It's in here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did this today, how I put it together. So let me move this. So what you are going to want to do is get square pieces of paper. So I'm just going to show you on plain paper, but you can use like colored paper. That's what I used for my flowers. I used a variety of colors. I used some blues, purples, and pinks because that was the color of the napkins that I used. And you are going to want 7 squares, and you want to measure out 9 by 9. At least that's what I did. I mean, if you want bigger flowers, you can make them bigger. Just make sure you have a square piece of paper. So 9 by 9. Oh, let's see. Can I do another one? Yeah, 9. We'll do 3 across. Okay. And then 9 this way. And let's see, can I get another one in? Yeah, we'll just, so really all you need is, you're going to need 2 pieces of paper, unless you have big 12 by 12 pages. But okay, so I'm going to try to keep this together as much as possible so I can cut all the way down. I'm gonna make these squares the best I can. See, nope. There we go. My cutter is not the best right now. And then I'm gonna try to cut this all the way down. I might have to do that again. Okay. So 9 by 9, let's see. That one's the 9. At least as long as it's, you know, it doesn't have to be exact, but you want squares. And I'll tell you, when I finished my flowers that were in my Bible, all my flowers were different sizes, and I was like, how did that happen? But, you know. So let's see how many squares we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do one more. So 9 by 9 centimeters. You could do 10 by 10, 12 by 12, whatever you want. But the ones I used were 9 by 9, and that's the size of flowers you'll get with 9 by 9. Like I said, there are a lot of YouTube tutorials on this. Just Google like pop-up flowers tutorial, and they will show you how to do them, probably better than I ever could. Okay, so I'm checking here. You can see a lot of them aren't that even, so I'm just gonna kind of cut them a little bit just so they're kind of all the same size or approximately the same size. Good enough. Okay, so the next thing I did was, okay, so you're gonna make your flowers. So you're gonna go from corner to corner, like on a on a diagonal. I always put my finger here because this is my folded part. So I'm gonna do corner to corner again. Keep my finger there because that's my folded part, and corner to corner here. Okay, and then you have a couple options. You can make cut out a petal like this. You wanna make sure you have your folded corner where all the folds are down at the bottom. Okay, you don't wanna be like this and cut this part where you have different, because your flower will fall apart. So you wanna make sure all your folded ends, if that makes sense, are down here at the bottom. So you can make a flower petal like this. You can make, you know, a really intricate flower petal. You can make one that kind of goes up and around. The one I did was this. So all I'm gonna do is just kind of freeform it. I kind of did like a swoop and then up into a point, and then down from the point into another swoop, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Right there, okay? And you're gonna do the same for all your flower petals. So all I did really was kind of make a assembly line. You know, I just started, first I folded everything. Okay, so I'm doing all my flowers. I'm gonna fold. And I did it pretty quickly, so they weren't all exact. That's probably why I came out with all different sizes. But it really didn't affect much of anything that there were different sizes. They were pretty much the same size because I used the same size of square paper for all of them. But if they're not perfect, it shouldn't matter too much. Okay, so you just fold all your flower petals. So this is here is our example. And you should have 7. You want 7 flower petals. Or not flower petals, but flowers. 7 of these. So 7 square pieces of paper, fold all 7. Okay, and then what I did is I went through and I took my original and just traced it on all of my papers. So again, another assembly line, just do all my tracing. Make sure that point with all the folds is down at the bottom. Yeah, this was a really fun page to do. I already had it done, so I couldn't demonstrate it to you, so I'm just going to do this part. But you could take it and make it your own and figure out, you know, how you want to do it on the page if you want to do this, or do it on another page. But this is really fun to do. But as I was thinking when I was doing that page, I know fall is my favorite time of the year. I know I was documenting springtime, but right now, as I'm showing you this, it is fall. Then you go through and just cut them all. So it is fall here where I'm at, and oh, it's my favorite time of year. It's finally like the really pretty weather. It's when they have most of the festivals, because you can, you know, spend more time outside instead of having like 110-degree heat like we do here in the summer here in Houston. Yeah, I just love fall. Fall and spring are probably my 2 favorites, but for some, I love fall. I love sweater weather, boot weather, you know, just being able to go out in a sweater and boots. I'm originally from Chicago. I do not like the winter. Do not like the really, really cold. I would much rather spend my time in heat any day. I can fly up and spend time in the cold, and then when I get sick and tired of it, I could just leave. That's my idea of the perfect season for cold weather. Okay, so you have 7 petals right now, or 7 flowers. I keep saying petals, but flowers. So you open them all up. Now, if you did these on colored paper, you don't have to do anything else with them. If you have plain white paper, you can watercolor these. You can marker, you know, color them with marker. You can color them with colored pencils. Like if you wanted like an inside, you could do like marker like this, like a faded marker, and then you can go in and do like darker lines. You can like color the edges here with a color or watercolor and do like a faded type edge if you want, or with markers or with gel pens or glitter gel pens or what have you. I mean, you can decorate these up any way you want. You could put sequins on these. You can get really creative and, you know, bling them up. I blung mine up a little bit. What I did is I took the stamp and I put it in my Versamark, and I embossed white embossing powder here on the inside. You can see white embossing powder here. And then I just stuck my edges in the Versamark like this around the edges, and then just did silver embossing powder on the edges. So I did all of the centers first, and then I did all the edges next. I don't think it matters if you do the edges first and then the center, either way, but that's how I did it. So that's what I did for the ones in my Bible. And I'll show that to you again. Right now I'm just showing you how to make these. So you can decorate these up any way you want. You can decorate them up with glitter. Oh gosh, there really is no limit to what you can do. Okay, so you want to open them all up and decorate them at that point. So you want to decorate them while they're flat. That's the easiest way to do it. So do it now if you're going to decorate them. You can do it any way you want. I'll keep this here as a reference. Okay. Oh, my son is pulling up right now. Okay, so once they're decorated, what you want to do is cut out one of these little sections, one of these petals. So you're going to cut, this is after they're decorated, or, you know, if you just want plain paper, a plain colored piece of paper, that's fine. But once you finish whatever it is you're going to do with them, you're going to cut out one of these petals. Now, some people say, you know, cut out the petal first or decorate. For me, it's easy just to do the whole flower first and then cut it out. I mean, yeah, you're cutting out some of the decoration you did, but to me, it's, you know, not that big of a deal. It was just easier just to do the whole flower at one time versus trying to figure out, okay, which two petals am I not going to decorate, or, you know, I don't know. It's just easier for my brain to just do the whole thing at once. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which petal you cut out. I don't know what I was doing. So then you can throw these out. And then the next thing you want to do is you're going to put glue on one of the petals. That's why, this is getting clogged up. It's been sitting here a while. That's why they say, you know, you don't have to decorate like two of these petals, because you're going to put glue on one, you cut out the other one, and then this one you're going to just glue right on top of that one. So you want your flower to look like this. And you want to be able to fold your flower flat. So I always glue it and then I fold it to see if it could be, you know, folded nice and flat. So then you're going to do that with all of your, I'm going to have to keep this down, keep the glue up. It seems like every other day I have to refill my glue. I use so much glue, y'all. Okay, so just do that with all of your flowers. And again, another assembly line. You're gonna glue them, kind of match up the petals. So I'm gonna let them glue them and kind of let them sit and set in their glue. Okay, so you're gonna do that with all 7 of these. Trying to go through it quickly so you can see how this is done. Okay, so you have all 7 flowers, and then kind of go through, make sure they all fold flat in some shape or form. Whoop. I misfolded that one. There we go. Okay, so they all can fold flat. Okay, so there is your 7. Now you're gonna do the assembly of your actual total flower assemblage or whatever. Okay, so you're gonna take one of them and you're gonna face it this way. So your petals are facing this way, okay? And then I mark with a pencil, just so it's easy so I remember. Now the first petals you're gonna glue that one and that one, okay? And you're gonna put a piece of just glue just on those dots, just on those spots. Then you're gonna take another flower and you're going to line it up as best you can and press it and let it sit there and set. You're gonna take another flower and do the same thing. Okay, so you put one on top of here, one on top of here. Then your next step is you're gonna put glue here, here, and here, the middle 3. So again, piece of glue there, some glue there, some glue here. You can use glue sticks, whatever you have. You're gonna take one of your flowers and put the whole thing there, line it up best you can. Now you can see some of mine are off. It doesn't matter. press. Okay, your next step is you're gonna skip this one, put glue there, glue there. You're gonna skip the middle one, put glue here and glue here. It helps when you put the dots there because then you know which ones to put the glue and where you've put glue already. It just helps. Okay, and again, you're gonna put, these two are gonna glue. You're gonna kind of line them up best you can. And then take a flower, and these two are gonna glue to here. So you're always gonna have an open spot. And this should be lined up better. But maybe my flowers their sizes were off. And that's possible. That happened on the one, like I said, the ones on my Bible, my sizes were really off. Okay, and last, you're gonna put glue here, here, and here, in the middle again. The middle. Ugh, my glue is having an issue. So those three. I'm getting glue everywhere, y'all, except you want them just on those dots, if you possibly can. And then you're gonna put your last flower there. Okay, and then you probably wanna let it sit. My glue is like getting all. You probably just wanna let it sit for a while and let it set before you start playing around with it. Okay, so while that's sitting there, let me move all this, bring my Bible back over so you can see. Okay. Okay. So once this is dry, and now you want to make sure they don't glue to the other pieces. You want to make sure they open eventually. Okay. So here it is closed, and when it opens, let's see, my glue's coming undone. It's still not quite dry yet. But when it opens, it'll open like this. So you'll have a center one, and then these two at the bottom will come out, and the two sides. So you'll have 6 around, 1 in the middle. So that's how that will work, okay? So once these are dry, I don't want to pull it apart too much because the glue is still drying. So you want to kind of let it sit for a while and get strong. But make sure they're not sticking to each other at some point. So kind of open it a little bit and then kind of press it down, make sure it's gluing. Okay, so this is what is under this little, I guess, I don't know. I just did like a swirly decoupage napkin. So what I did is I decoupaged some napkins. This is some extra I had. So as you can see, I cut it out. I decoupaged the napkins to just a cardstock or some scrapbook paper. It was purple that I had. This was from another project, and so I found it, and I remembered that this is what I cut this out of. So that's all I did. Just so it gives you a little bit of sturdiness. So you can cut out whatever image you want. You just want it to cover this top part. Okay, so you have something that covers it so you don't know it's back there really. Now if you were to put this on just a open and shut piece of paper, you don't even have to worry about this. But the way I did this is you can cut whatever. You can cut a big heart out. That would kind of be really cool since they're talking about love and stuff. You can cut a heart out here, and then with that same paper, I just made like a little tab. So I glued it on the inside here and the top here. And then this was a sticker I just put on top. Okay, now the only thing I glued this top piece to is this petal right here, this middle petal. So whether you're gluing this type of piece on top or you're gluing it to a piece of paper that folds, let me just cut this. So let's say this is the piece of paper that's going to fold. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to just put some glue on the middle petal here, and you're going to stick it wherever it is that you're going to stick it on the piece of paper, and you're gonna put a piece of glue on this middle part, middle petal right there. And you're gonna fold your piece of paper over and glue it to that. And then you're gonna let it sit for a while again. So this is like if you want it to open, let me see if I can open it without the glue coming undone. Oh, this is sticking, okay. So see, if this was your piece of paper, you got, that's how it'll open on your piece of paper. See? It's the same principle here, except I just did not glue it to this piece of paper. I glued the end to my Bible, so the one petal is glued to my actual Bible page. The other petal is glued to this little covering right here, and that's it. So when I open it, you get the same effect, just like that. See, it's glued to this one petal, and this one petal is glued to the paper. So you get the same effect whether it's on a flip piece of paper or just a flip, you know, little tag on the top. And that's it. So this is how I decorated mine. I had pink, light purple, dark purple, and some bluish scrap paper. And like I said, I embossed the inside and the edges. And I just, you know, decorated my paper. And then the last thing I did was glue this down and glue this to my flowers. And there you have it. And then when you shut your Bible, this goes flat, and you really don't have an issue. So you can either do it this way with the, you know, like I said, you can have a piece of paper here and have this fold out like this. Or you can do something like this. Pretty cool either way. So that's how I did that page. Hope y'all enjoyed. You know, I would love to see what you come up with. Have fun with it and enjoy your weather, your fall weather. Hopefully you're getting the same beautiful weather that I am. So while we're talking about spring here, we're in fall, but either way, I love it. So thank you all so much. Have a very blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.